November 5th and the relentless outpouring of millions to drive this fascist regime from power only happens if we make it real. Every one of us here has a role to play, and it starts now, here. We are going to be organizing now together. We're going to go over a few things, concretizing our plans to be in DC and share those plans with others, to spread the word everywhere, to fundraise and contribute ourselves, and to engage in mass defiance and non-compliance. So step one, commit to being in DC starting this November 5th. I'm going to give you a moment to scan this QR code if you haven't already, so that you can take a moment right now to commit to being in DC starting November 5th. We need millions, millions, and millions flooding DC. The demand is Trump must go now. The demand is we're not going to stop until this fascist regime is removed from power. That's what our goal is set on, and we're not going to accept anything less. So I want to talk a little bit about making and sharing your plans to be in DC. So step one, we're making our plans to be there. That means clear your schedule. You need to take off work, take off work. You need to arrange childcare, arrange that childcare. Talk to your family now. Talk to your neighbors, your friends, whatever arrangements you need to make. Book your ride, arrange that carpool, get your train tickets, get your bus tickets, get your plane tickets. If you're part of a group or a network, start organizing, start fundraising, asking your friends and family to support you in making this commitment. Reach out to your friend that lives in DC, your old college roommate. Can you crash at their place in DC? Can they house others? Make arrangements to stay at a hostel. Commit to making this real. The first step in getting others to be part of building for this is us making the commitment ourselves. We're going to have more resources regarding housing and transportation soon. But again, I want to encourage people, don't wait. If you're someone with connections in DC, move on those now. We're going to give you ways to get more involved and to stay updated. And very importantly, share that you're coming. Once you've made this commitment that you will be in DC, demanding that the whole Trump fascist regime must go now. Once you've done that, share it. Post it on your socials. Text your group chat. Tell your cousin, your coworker, your neighbor, your friends, your classmates, your professors. When people hear you are going and the steps that you're taking to make that real, it makes it real for them. Your courage spreads. That's how we multiply this.
Okay, so I am going to show you a very important toolkit, actually two very important resources on the website. So this is the refusefascism.org website. And actually this picture here of protest in 1969 against the Vietnam War is also a hyperlink that takes you right to the call for November 5th. What I'm going to point you to here is resources. And then if you go down here to organizing toolkits, first of all, the print resources, including flyers, can see all kinds of, banner stickers, but the flyers, there's a half-page flyer, and there is a full-page black and white flyer. There's also a full-page color flyer. But back to resources. If you go down to organizing toolkits, if you are someone who's on social media a lot and wants to help out with social media, you can access the social media toolkit. And this is so incredibly useful because you don't have to sit there and think about what to say. You should come up with your own things if you want to, but this will help you get started on some core messaging, our official hashtags. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. For people who are willing to be on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, talk to prominence, get this out to the people who are posting, videos of their disgust with what Trump is doing. Get them to know that November 5th is on the horizon. There is also a general organizing toolkit. The real principle behind this is that anybody, you do not have to be a longtime organizer with Refuse Fascism. Anyone who is just stepping into this, who wants this nightmare to end, can start to get the word out. I want to point out the sample emails. So these are emails that anybody can write to friends, family, coworkers, people you don't know, faith leaders, and there are different kinds of, so there's one basic invitation email, why you are committing to go to DC to help you make that argument and, inspire others and call others into joining you. And then there's other kinds of messaging that can be incorporated in. So there's fundraising, outreach to faith and community organizations. I'm seeing a lot of questions about, are we partnering with other organizations? This is a call for everyone to join the largest and build for the largest mass mobilization in US history, nonviolent. And yes, all of these other organizations should be involved, and we need to invite them and go and talk to them. If you are part of a church, if you're part of an organization, this can help you make the argument. And then finally, there's message guidance. Some of our frequently asked questions we get into here with some bullet points. It's not something you have to study and memorize, but it is here to be a resource for you. Those are the organizing toolkits, and we hope that you can get started right away. Get these emails out, get everybody on this call. Who are 50 people you can email? There's you don't have to sit there and get ChatGPT to draft something. It's there in the organizing toolkit.
Wanted to also show some of the resources that also are available just so that people see some of what they actually look like. So this is the poster that was mentioned. There's stickers. There's the full page and half page flyer that was mentioned. And there's social graphics well beyond that you can post on your Instagram along with videos to repost and suggestions on making your own. So those links are in those toolkits. We will be sharing those, and they're also going to be all available on refusefascism.org. We do need millions in the streets of DC surrounding the White House, surrounding the Capitol, surrounding the illegitimate fascist PAC Supreme Court. And to do that, we need to build the infrastructure that people have talked about, and we need to let those millions know this is on, and they need to be a part of it. Part of that is we start now with mass defiance and mass noncompliance now, resisting every fascist escalation, not collaborating and not capitulating, having our institutions standing up to illegitimate fascist extortion, not folding in the face of it. The cost of the disruption of our lives, the cost of the risk, the cost of all of that is nothing in comparison to full-on fascism. And just like right now, the capitulation is what's contagious, so is courage. And as we are engaging in mass defiance and mass noncompliance, we're raising the demand. Trump must go now. And we're building the momentum for November 5th, launching this relentless, nonviolent, massive struggle to this fascist regime from power. Many of you have had really incredible ideas on ways that you think we need to organize. So many great points about working with other organizations. So many resources that we need to be providing people, and you are needed to make that happen. So if you're interested in campus organizing, you're needed. If you are interested in fundraising, you're needed. If you are someone who's adept in translation, to Spanish in particular, but other languages as well, for our print materials, so that we can really reach all of the millions who need to be part of this. Sign up to volunteer. If you can do print graphic design, help get this on podcasts and YouTube shows and MSNBC and alive on your favorite influencers channel. All of that. Help with media and PR. sign up. If you want to do outreach to religious organizations, if you think it's important that we're reaching academics, if we're reaching artists, be part of an outreach team. If you want to be spreading this on social media, whether it's content sharing or content creation or video editing, you are needed. This happens only if we step in and step up to this historic challenge before us. If you were considering whether or not to give, you want to see these posters everywhere, you want to see the stickers everywhere, give as much as you can and then give a little bit more. If you are in an area where you see a chapter, join them. Be part of, saturating with others, getting these posters up and out with others, strategizing with people in your area on how we can make November 5th, Flood DC, known by everybody in your city. So you can see how to find people on Instagram, on email. Be sure to follow us on social media at Refuse Fascism.